Welcome in, everybody, to the 30-minute musing. It's your 30-minute musing. Well, I'm the one recording it, but it's for your entertainment and amusement. That's why I say it's your 30-minute musing. It's Sunday, December, 27th, I'll say. That sounds about right. The last Sunday of the year. Yeah. Heading into work. The usual. This time of year on a Sunday. As soon as fall hits and the football season starts, the American football season, the NFL season, if you will. For anybody listening that's from the UK or, well, anywhere else, basically. Yep, your football is different than our football. I'm not sure why that is. Miles, kilometers, shit like that. Inches, centimeters, I don't know. We just gotta be different. The States, that's, I don't even say I'm from America. I'm from the States. Because if I say America, well, Brazil is in America. It's in South America. If I'm in Chihuahua, Mexico, well, that's America. Central America. You get the idea. Edmonton is North America. More specifically, Canada, but you get what I'm saying. But we're different here in the States. I don't know why. We're a unique snowflake. We're like a beautiful butterfly. No. It's asinine. The world is on one page, and we're, trying to write a new book. Don't know why that is. But for argument's sake, American football, the gridiron, the NFL. As soon as fall hits here in the States, that's what I'm locked into. Like, Mike, what was that all about? The whole rest of the world thing. What the hell's going on here? That's the truth, that's all. Fahrenheit, Celsius, all kinds of differences. Speaking of that, it's 78 degrees according to my car thermo. 78 degrees. Let that sink in for a little bit, those of you that are Fahrenheit knowledgeable. Or hell, just look at the conversion. I'm sure there's somewhere across the internet you can find what is 78 degrees Fahrenheit measured out to in Celsius. I don't know. Like 30 probably sounds a little high. I'm no genius to it all, but I know 30 is pretty damn hot in Celsius. .30 would probably be, 85 or so degrees? Maybe 90 degrees Fahrenheit? I don't know, but pretty damn warm. Well, this time of year, I guess is what I'm saying. South Florida generally, sorry, I was waiting for that light to go. I was losing my time here. I'm losing my mind as well. Boy, do I need coffee. Woke up a bit sluggish, well, more tired. Not so much sluggish. That alarm went off, I was like, what the fuck, already? Short turnaround. I'm going to have another short turnaround today. But as I'm heading into work for this NFL Sunday, yawning is also free. You can find these recordings, this specific podcast, 30-minute musings on Spreaker. Spreaker.com, and also on my YouTube channel. Those stay locked in forever. Spreaker is kind of locked in. They give you like 10 hours worth of recordings, and then you got to start paying for extra space. I'm not doing that. But I got to give them a shout out because I'm using part of their stuff to get my stuff to you. So you can listen to stuff. It's all about stuff, really. Oh. Damn near the end of the year. 78 degrees currently. Oh, it's amazing. Now, it's been a warm fall/winter, no question, but the temperature lately has been pretty normal all across the board. Maybe some days we get a lot of rain. That's been since Thanksgiving, about a month already, where it's been really, I don't know, just off. For what time of year it is, this ain't normal, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But as we're looking forward to the new year, I don't know, everybody likes to do like reflecting and all that shit and like, oh, what was the, this was in sports, this was in entertainment, this was in news, this was in music, this was, the movies of the year. And every channel's going to have that if they haven't had it already. Now, if I were very clever and had time and not so much the intuition, but if I wanted to, could I splice together some fun stuff from all my recordings that date back to roughly July 5th? It was right around Independence Day. Could, but not gonna. That would take a lot of splicing. And besides, everybody has their year in review shit. I don't need to. And that light, it was too close. Too close. It was yellow. Had to get the brakes going. But, man, I'll tell you what. To think the year's almost over. Oh my God. I would say it's been a good one for me. A lot of things considered. 2 car crashes, just a destroyed vehicle. I mean, a lot of hiccups along the road, don't get me wrong, but... Oh, man. Sorry, just putting the phone back down. And I have to sneeze. I'll do what I can. Interesting year altogether. And to think, we're gonna... Shit, by this time, next week... Well, by this time next week, it'll be, week 17 of the NFL. That'll round it out. I mean, even today's game means nothing for the local Miami Dolphins. They stink. They're playing the Indianapolis Colts today. Do the Colts still have a playoff shot? I mean, I know their division is pretty crap. I don't even know if they have a playoff shot available. Kind of doubt it, but... Like, my brain is just not on right now. As soon as I get into work, I'm probably going to have a little bit of coffee. That should be nice. Whew. Just, I should have had a vitamin B12. That's what I should have had this morning. Didn't even have anything to eat. Now, I had my food cooked up already, so I didn't have to wake up as early, which is the smart thing to do. Probably set my alarm for 2 o'clock in the morning, get my ass into work by 4. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I'm talking. And again, a yellow light that I need to slow down for. Well, that motherfucker blasted right through. You don't care, do you, Mr. Mercedes-Benz? Nah, whatever. Fuck him. Fuck him, I say. Fuck him. Preferably in the ear. Yep. Kind of low on gas, too. I'm going to have to fill up on my way home. Actually, there's a gas station right by the radio station. There's a station by the station. I can just get a quick splash up. $5 is once again gas money now, so that's actually good. Then after work tomorrow, 4 a.m. till noon on Monday, then I got a little bit of other shopping to do. I can top off the tank, Can really get things going then. Got a couple other things I want to do, a couple phone calls, etc. Oh, man. It's Just not feeling it today. Like something is wrong with me. And of course, that could be a huge list. Just saying right now. Man, this has not been a good recording. I'm all spaced out, just long pauses. Wow, Mr. Scion, you gotta be someplace? I mean, it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday. If you ain't at church already, you're going to hell. I will be needing some coffee, I'll say that. God forbid if I start putting creamer and sugar in there, that's when it really hits me. But I think that's just the creamer and the sugar. Coffee, I don't know, it just sounds like a good idea right now. Merging, excuse me. Hello, I-95. It's amazing to think. You know, growing up, you never hear too much, oh, I-95, all these, you know, Route 66, I-10. Well, now I take I-95 pretty much every fucking day. Just one of those things. Guy on a motorcycle, you're crazy. I say, where are you going this time of the morning? Again, it's 8 o'clock on a Sunday, people. Dude in a Scion's driving like an ass. Dude on the motorcycle just flying by, loud ass exhaust. Oh, I never could have thought, you know, when I was younger, that I'd be living near Miami, up and down I-95. Boy, I sound like Joe Important, don't I? And all I'm doing is driving a Toyota on my way to, you know, help along with the broadcast of the Miami Dolphins football game. You know, it's not exactly how I figured it to be. My next day off, I figured out. I don't know if I got this. No, I found out yesterday at work. So even yesterday's 30-minute musing, I had no idea. Today is the, Sunday the 27th, I believe. My next day off will be Friday the 8th. Yep. I believe I'm on a 15-day run right now, straight through. Started on Wednesday just a few days ago, which was Christmas Eve, the 23rd. Wednesday the 23rd, my next day off is Friday the 8th. And why does my car feel a little off right now? I got no idea. Not the best commentary today, I'll admit. You know what I like doing though? Here's a quick one. Maybe I've said this before. As I'm driving past the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport, I-95 South, pretty much right by the Griffin Road exit, 595, all that shit. If there's a plane taking off or landing at the airport, I kind of like looking out there, and I always say to myself, motherfucker, I'll be there soon. I'll catch your ass down the road. I'll be there really soon. I always got that trip back home planned. There's a JetBlue plane landing right now. If you don't believe me, look it up. Because my clock's a little fast. Let's say it's 7:49. Sunday morning. It's a JetBlue plane. Sunday, December 27th. Check it out. Don't know where it's coming from, but just landed. I always like thinking that, won't be too much longer now, and I'll be the guy on that plane. Taking off, we'll get up to 30,000 feet, sitting back, relaxing, have a cocktail, on my way to see the family. Hell yeah. It's not that I enjoy flying. Flying's no big deal to me, really. You know, the first flight I ever took, about 10 years ago or so, it was new, and the best way I can describe it is, well, it's kind of like that bumpy bus ride to school. You know, a little bit of, there's turbulence, there's a little knock around and shake and all that stuff, and if you ever took the bus to school, you know what I'm talking about. It's not that big a deal. Now, you have to be ready and prepared, and some people just are not flight people. They're just not. So, all things together, you know, if you can withstand a little, sometimes it's the G-force, that little bit of that takeoff where you kind of get thrown back into your seat, and then you're flying, you're gaining altitude, the tilt of the plane and all that stuff. Yeah, I was really bad with roller coasters for a little stretch there. Why do I say a little stretch? Well, because I hadn't had those feelings and sensations of being thrown around like that, G-force in a fucking, well, and that's on a railed cart. I had not been on a roller coaster for years before, you know, probably single-digit age, and then, like, here I was, you know, about 10 years ago, I was, 24 years old or something, like, we're going on a roller coaster, I'm like, we did one, I was like, dude, okay, I need to, I'm taking the rest of this damn time off, like, I'll stand back, you guys go ahead, I'm gonna, whatever, call my parents and say hey or whatever, like, I just can't, it was alien to me, that feeling. All that G-force, the centrifugal shit throwing me around. Wasn't used to that. Hadn't done that in quite some damn time. Years. But now that I'm taking flights about once a year, I'm pretty much used to that. Roller coasters probably still a little bit of a gun shy, so to speak. But if you're not, you know, good with flights, I get that, I understand. But otherwise, for me, it's not an event, it's not anything fancy and or new. It's more or less, I'm on my way to see my family. So, you know, I usually take a snooze every flight I'm on. Well, at least, you know, the big flights that I gotta take are usually leaving from, from Fort Lauderdale to wherever. Now, in the long run, I always have to get to Minneapolis. From there, it's a small, dinky-ass little plane into Rhinelander Airport. Rhinelander, yep. Look that one up. It's not an executive airport. I'm not a Drysdale, nothing like that. It is just a tiny little shit-ass airport. Would you even consider that municipal? I'm not even, some little fucking airport. The plane literally, it's almost like taking the school bus. It's about that big. It only seats, I don't know, 50 people. It's not that big, I'll tell you that much. It's like a bus with wings on it. It's not that big. So when I make my little connect, you know, from Fort Lauderdale, making my way, because sometimes there'll be a connect. I've been through Memphis, I've been through Newark, I've been through Detroit. I think I've rattled this list off a couple times before. It's just fun to think. I've been to these places, kind of. Remember, Detroit is where I bought some shot glasses for me and my brother. Red Wing shot glasses, you know, the hockey team. What else? Yeah, Memphis. Pretty sure it was Memphis, where some luggage got lost. It was found and returned and everything was fine, but... Oh yeah, I went to Newark, where I had to go through security again. Don't know why. Actually, I had to connect through Orlando once. Yeah, I remember saying that just the other week. I mentioned this. Trying to think of where... I know there's been other places, my brain is a fog. Have I ever gone through Texas? I might have. Been through Atlanta. Actually, just this past vacation I had, on my way home Minneapolis to Atlanta, there was a storm that hit Atlanta. And Atlanta is like the jewel of the South, a huge hub as far as business and all that shit. And everybody was shut the fuck down. I mean, there was such a bad storm, everything was bumped back. And there's a huge police something up in front of me. Well, what do they call that? Police activity. 9.5 minutes to go upon quick peek. But yeah, I've been through Atlanta, and that was literally a sort of a shitstorm. Everybody that had to go through Atlanta, you were bumped back hours. Luckily, I had a brand new Smarty Pants phone. Let me put this into reference for you, date-wise. It was during the NBA Finals. Cleveland had just, that night, I was sitting around waiting for the gates to open late. And I'm waiting for, everything to happen. Cleveland had taken a 2-1 series lead over Golden State in the NBA Finals. It was that day. I should have been home well before that game was over, maybe even before it started. But because of all that rain in Atlanta, everybody that had to get into Atlanta, and they're coming from everywhere. They're coming from Canada, you name it, fucking Casper, Wyoming. They're coming from everywhere. Whether they're going to Atlanta or transferring, just making their jump out. Everything in the fucking airport was delayed hours because this storm was so hectic. Heavy rain. And along that lightning and all that shit, and that's not good for planes. So people were bumped back hours. And maybe I could still bring up that info somewhere online, perhaps, but if I could look that up and tell you when I got home, it was late. It was much later than I thought. Plus, I had to be to work in the morning. So if I didn't get home till about, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, I might have been later than that even. I think it was, actually. I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. But we piled out from Atlanta to Fort Lauderdale, and there's everybody, people asking, dude, are there Uber drivers in Fort Lauderdale? It's like, I really don't know, brother. It's just, where are you headed? It's like, I got to go up north, whatever, Boca Raton or something like that. I'm like, that's going to be a good half hour north, even if you take a cab. I don't know how much cash you got on you, but, that's the way that's looking. Son of a bitch, everybody was just all, not up in arms, but North Carolina plate. I think that's the only one that I've seen so far. But it was a weird one. And even for me, it's like, I don't get how people get so worked up over their flights. Like, oh, goddammit, this always happens to me, blah, blah. The more you fly, I'm sure, the more irritating the little things are. It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal, And I highly think that it's just through frequency. I think that's the major part of it. Because me, I take, basically the one flight, the one round trip a year. There and back, And whatever, if a flight's been delayed or there's something like this, there's this. I've missed a flight once. It didn't really matter. I had to wait just a couple extra, I had to wait maybe an hour and then caught a plane that was like, 30 minutes the opposite direction. If my parents were looking to pick me up at the airport up north, I caught a flight, just a little further south. If you know the maps, instead of Rhinelander, there was a flight that was heading to the Wausau-Mosinee Airport, and I said, I'll take that one. Apparently they were calling my name all over the loudspeaker. That's when I first hated Minneapolis Airport. And I don't think their trams were running that late either, which is another part of the problem. Drop me off at gate A17, and then I gotta be to like gate D34 or some crap. I didn't know how the airport was constructed. Didn't know the shape of the place. Had I taken one of those little golf cart scooter things, tell the people, oh yeah, hey, could you radio over to this fucking gate like I'm here? Just, I don't know how long it's gonna take me. Walking through an airport can be an absolute bitch. Part of the problem, I stopped to get something to eat. Figured I still had time, but for the life of me, did not hear flight number blah 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 to Rhinelander, still waiting on Mr. Lakamaka, because they always fuck up people's names, always. Like I would have flagged down one of the golf cart drivers, and be like, hey, could you drive my ass over there? So there was that, and sure, I'll take that one. That's a me problem, because I stopped at I remember it was a Burger King to grab a quick bite to eat. Figured, well, shit, I got whatever it was, probably an hour and change or something like that. Never again. Get to the gate first, and then if you have time, take a little bit of a walk back to where a food court was. So sure, hey, lesson learned, lesson burned. Not that it was that big of a deal, but, flight problems. But again, that's on me. I can't blame the airport or nothing like that. And if anything, they did me the fucking huge favor letting me on the fucking Wausau-Mosinee flight without, well, that's not your scheduled flight, sir. You're going to have to pay, $9,400 to get on this new flight. They could have done that. Making my turn already. There's plenty of time left. 3.5, I think. Nice. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Simpsons reference. But, flights are not that big of a deal, people. They really aren't. Sure, it's by frequency. I get that. But dare I say I'm excited. All this because I drove past the airport. All this conversation. Well, it's not so much a conversation. It's not like I'm verbally interacting with you. I mean, hell, if you're checking this out on YouTube or on Spreaker, there's spots to leave little comments and shit. Let me know something. Talk to me. Tell me how things are going. Tell me about a flight snafu that happened with you or something. I don't care. Give me something, some feedback. A little bit of, hey, how can I make these better for you? Oh, you heard one thing from my mom, even though it was through a phone call. She said, yeah, when the coins are rattling in your cup holder, like that, if you're down a bumpy road, that's a little distracting. Okay, gotta pad that up now. Gotcha. Feedback's always welcome. Not that I'll agree with or follow through with all of it, but hey, it's welcome. Whew. Just under 2 minutes. There's the fuel light. Really? Seems like that thing's kicking on a touch early. I know the needle on this car. The question is, do I fill up right now, just a quick splash that hopefully gets me home, back to work, and to the good gas station tomorrow? Maybe. Because I'm not going to make it to my parking space, I'll tell you that much. I might make it to that station. Yeah, maybe I'll... Well, shit, if I'm going to fill up, I'm going to do it now and not after work. Because that might be too much of a risk and gamble. And hey, what's a quick tenner anyway? No big deal. Here's a President Hamilton. Keep the change. There will be no change, sir. Well, there you go. Less than a minute to go. The back neighborhood turn down Tarpon Drive. Oh, yeah. Looks a little quiet today. I think this is a home game for the Dolphins, although I don't see any Goodyear blimps or nothing flying around yet. Maybe they're on the road. I don't know. Well, this is the last Sunday recording of your 30-minute musings, everybody. A little bit of airport talk, a little bit of flight plan talk. Dad's on his way down soon enough. Actually, first thing tomorrow morning. Then he starts driving. And then I got a flight up there. Woo! There you have it. 2015 kind of riding out. until we meet again. Not enough time.